Like the Muppets, you peeps? Or they were Sesame Street, weren't they? Yeah. Alright, so it can read it in a tablet, that's alright. I know cell phone might be not the greatest, but it's alright. Some information there. The writing is small. I mean, we have the bar below on the information. I want to bring it higher up, but Firefox was being a pain in the fucking ass. So just scroll down the info and you can actually see it a lot clearer. It's an actual image down there in the below the stream, down by our awesome playlist. Chocolate chip pancakes. How did it go? Oh my god, dude, it's amazing. You've never put like, as you're baking, like as you put like the batter down for the pancake, just start dropping chocolate chips all over there and flip it over. Dude, chocolate chip pancakes, amazing. And then I don't know if you know the cajeta, what cajeta is. Here, I'm gonna spell it out for you guys. Well, your supermarket's probably shitty and it's not gonna carry this stuff, but go to a Mexican restaurant or Mexican supermarket and ask for cajeta. If you don't have a Mexican restaurant around your house or wherever you live, go to Amazon, type in cajeta, get yourself a few of those bottles, and put that shit on everything. Put it on your fucking bagel, put it on your pancakes, put it on your waffles. You will not be sorry. It's better than Nutella. Oh, I'm gonna leave it at that. The heads are kind of hard to see. Oh, and that maybe we scale those guys up throughout. I mean, we have the graphic around. Do I have Photoshop still open? Nope. I have to look all the way across my freaking taskbar. So. Oh, I have a Skype message. Oh dear. Who was it? Oh, Mr. Dondo. Ah, what a nice guy. Okay, so let's see, this is 100%, so yeah, I mean the icons are kind of small, but I mean that's the actual size and resolution for the icons that you see inside of the game in Dota and everything. So, I mean, they're not crazy, like we didn't scale anything down here. I'm gonna make a second copy of them. Let's see if we can actually get away with scaling them, and they won't actually get, blow up or anything. And I probably can't go too crazy big, otherwise they're gonna start eating up into each other's volumes. But let me see what I can do for you guys. Of course they're not in order. Second last. Third last. That'll be great. Fucking name them. I don't even know what this one is. Timbersaw. Really hard to type with a pen in your hands. It was Alina? Yeah. And our courier. Alright, so let's line these guys up. Alina's in the middle. Garo's first. No, Clinks is first. Alright, this guy should line up now. Courier looks in place. Then Bersaw. Abby. Linlin. Gyrocopter. And Clinks. I don't know why the Clinks icon is bigger than all the other ones. He's the smallest freaking guy in the game. Alright, I mean it's a little bit. Yeah, no, actually that's a good like 20% increase, 30% maybe. Yeah, that's not bad. And as far as the names go, I can't really make them. Well, let me try something for you guys. I'm gonna duplicate this font layer just in case I mess something up pretty bad. And I'm gonna grab all of them and just scale them up. Ah, what is this? Rendering text media cause layout to change. Okay. Whatever. I'm just gonna make them a little bit translucent. So they should be easier to read, but they won't be obstruting the bars too much. And they'll take up a little bit more of that room all up in the womb. And we'll put them, let's see, will they fit down here? Oh crap, okay, I kinda broke that. Go down here maybe? Oh right, okay, let's see. Overlay? Oh, okay, bad idea. Let's just make them translucent throughout. We're just working on so many sets at the same time. And the checkerboard, I'm not really crazy about. It just kind of adds this bulkiness that we don't need. And I think my title had something more interesting before, no? Where is it? Here's our title. I like a cool little background for it and everything. And the top line we can remove. Or make larger. That coincides with the other stuff as well. Hey. Not too bad. We can also get a little fancy if we want to put a little gradient on some of these guys. Oh, this gotta be on the red overlay. Okay. I forgot this guy's on top. And this color actually needs to be hard light maybe? And then we can put the actual gradient on this dude. And we can maybe flip it. And push the scale a little bit more. Little bit of an opacity. Actually, let's remove the white. Which one is it? Oh, come on. Just you are the opacity, you are the color, you are black. And push the scale maybe a little bit more. Alright. So, did that even update on the thing? It did. Ah, excellent. Then we just need to update the actual image in the Twitch. What do I prefer? Self-Demise or Maya? Self-Demise a million times. Hey, Narco. Happy New Year to you as well, dude. Well, I guess tomorrow. What's today? The 30th. Yeah. So I guess tomorrow. I mean, today we'll stream again today. But the 31st probably not the 31st. Yeah. But we'll be around today again, technically, to stream again. Let's see. Where's our? Pause that dude. We'll listen to him. And we'll scroll down here. Where are you? Hey, this thing actually moved up somehow. Of course, it only works once. That our updated image. But turn this thing off. And it should be down here. There it is. Oh god, what a terrible spot. So Firefox is being a complete bastard about this. But hey, there you go. Icon's larger, easier to read. The font should be easier to read as well. Get rid of the stupid checker mark. Title's easier. Alright. It's fine for now. Hey Manny, don't UVs come out after zBrush? Nope. Don't you have to retopo before UVing? I don't have to retopo anything. I don't like retopoing. It hurts your design, I think. Especially when, more than anything, when you don't know what your poly count is gonna be, and when you have a set limit for a poly count. Retopoing is, I don't know, I don't like doing it. But yeah, I make my low poly, my UVs, take that into zBrush, subdivide it without smoothing, subdivide it with smoothing, take away the smooth out the quads, do the detail on top of that, and export out for baking straight away. Zero retopo. Each one definitely hold their own merits, Balt. Like, Maya is really awesome for animating and animation stuff. Self-Demise is better at everything else. Well, oh, RSK, you wanna don't export your 6 million poly mesh, decimate it first, and then export that out. And what decimation does is it flattens out, or it removes polygons from the flat areas of your mesh, and it leaves them in more areas where there's a lot more roundness and the sections that will actually change the volumes and create more shadows or extra lighting, etc. So decimate your mesh to usually a good medium around is like 300,000 polygons, and then bring that into max, and then if you do your baking there, then do it there, or do it in Xnorm or whatever the hell it is you're importing into. But yeah, decimate your mesh, man. If you know how to decimate your mesh, you can find a video on that in YouTube in 2 seconds, I'm sure. Just Google it up. But yeah, it's right here in your C plugin. You go to your decimation master, and you mess around with your percentage and your number of K polys. This is where you put my 300K. You put that in there, you pre-process your current, you decimate current, make sure that it, check your progress and go through that whole thing. But yeah, follow a video so that you can go back to it if you miss something and whatnot. Unfortunately, I can't run through that whole process with you right now, but I gave you a tiny little super fast crash course just then. Is there a way to learn how to not have to retopo? Yeah, watch our past broadcasts and learn how we did all our stuff. Just watch, we go through all the process here now. You damn right, dude. This is like one of my favorite beers. I like Hogarten. I like Blue Moon's alright. Let's see. I like most Heffenweisens. Kirin. I really like Kirin's probably my favorite Asian beer. Sapporo's pretty good. Balt, it updated and it's fantastic. Awesome. Yeah. All right. So you guys can see the little icons a little better. Right over here. Kind of running into each other a little bit, but it's all right. Do I use real-time shaders in XSI for checking normals, speculars, and glows? Nah. No. We just start importing into the engine, which is a lot better to look at in engine because that's for that game, right? So seeing it on another system is not always beneficial. It might speed up a little bit of the work process for materials, but you still need to check them in game anyways. So it's better just to do that stuff in game. And Enemy here from the LiveWorkshop is actually the person that creates our materials. So actually, I think he was working on our Clink's materials earlier today. What is retopo? Retopo is when you build your low poly mesh right over top of your zBrush sculpt or your high poly meshes. And yeah, so it's kind of, you're like retopoizing your mesh. Is that the word? I don't know. Retopology. I mean, it's basically what it's burning down to there. Alright, let's just sketch this stuff in so we can move on. And what did I want to do here? I wanted to have like another fold going in that direction or something crazy. I'm not sure. Let me see. What the hell were we thinking here? I'll make this all pretty, don't worry about it. We're just kind of designing some folds at the moment. We said we maybe wanted like another one here that maybe just got kind of cut out down here. And tried cutting over here or something. We cut out all this space. That's smart. Or do we want to use that space? I'm not sure about this. And we have a little bit of strip here that kind of flows through. Down here, kind of just loosey goose. Oops. Oh. Yeah, maybe some loose little straps floating through might be kind of cool. Because if we have extra polygons for LOD 0, we can even just make little quads and steal away some of these little wraps and start putting them in other places and get really fancy and tricksy with it. I love reusing this kind of things to emphasize when we have extra polygons for our other LODs. So this seems like a really appropriate place where we'll be able to steal from. Yeah, that might be smart. This stuff looked pretty raggedy too at the same time with these little loose strands floating around. I think I want to eat this stuff all the way up here. All the nice gaps. I'm just gonna sketch in some of these little loose strands and I'll bring them out and make them look all pretty later. See how much damage I can get away with over here. I know we're going a little bit crazy, but keep in mind that we are overlapping this over another piece of cloth underneath that will also going to be ripping up. Or actually it's mirrored, but flipped and moved around a little bit, so it looks completely unique in texture. So keep in mind that that is, you know, that's going to be underneath that. And then underneath that we have our horse that we want to show off as well. So design-wise and art direction-wise, ripping this up quite dramatically is quite beneficial for us. And we'll break that up as we go further towards the top and create a detail gradient. Cleafy, hey, what's up, man? Thank you for the follow, you fool. I'm just kidding. Thank you for the follow. I'm thinking of changing our follow to, what was it? Oh my god. What we're gonna change it to? Was it like a Rick and Morty thing, or? Ah, crap. Never forgot. Lit off the top of the bucket. The hell was it? It was Rick and Morty. We wanted to do the floating heads that are running the universe-wide reality show, like the singing show. So we wanted to do the show me what you got with the head, you know, animated talking. I can do the voiceover for it, or bring it in, I should say. I'm not gonna actually do it. Show me what you got. That'll be pretty good. We'll get to do some really nice little details on this stuff after I kind of sketch in how this is broken down. So it's looking like a mess right now, no doubt. Will be alphas 5 delta. I always think of the movie The Island with Scarlett Johansson. The guy in the bar is like, "Hey, you didn't even give me your number," and she's like, "5 delta." Like, oh, they're so silly. They don't know anything. I gotta go. He's taking a dump in a can. That movie could have been so great if they didn't just screw it up halfway through. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but oh man. It just turned into a stupid, like, default action chase movie after the escape. It was so strong before that. The entire science fiction and, like, cool factor that they were building up for this world, they just dumped it out the window and turned to a chase like action flick. Blech. What a waste. I still like the movie, but it kind of grinds my gears, because it could have been so much better. I wonder if that was the studio telling if that was the money people, you know, telling the director, and everybody's like, you know, you should put a car chase in here, and you should have these guys falling off buildings and putting these random explosions in everywhere and destroy the entire essence of the awesome movie that they were making. I was a betting man. I'd say the studio made them fuck the movie over. I'll do a little bit of layering there for the next subdivision where I can actually detail the shit out of it. But that's not too bad, that's not too bad. And I'm also kind of leaving some of these spaces pretty ripped up. And maybe we actually join them up a little bit here closer. So we can use those rings throughout the cape. So that they're not just, you know, they just happen to be where we have our seam line. And we can hide that a little bit better this way. So I'm gonna do that right here. Bring this guys a little bit closer. And we'll leave space here for one of those metal rings. Keep it in shadow so we add some more depth to it at the same time. It's gonna be great. Oh, thank you, Light Swift Wolf. What's up, Tween Dennis? She doesn't know. They don't know. Oh, is that oh, what's his name? Steve Belushi? Is it Steve Belushi? It's like, do you think they care? They don't care. They don't. I love that guy in that movie. So we're making a set for Dota 2 right now, and we're working on the zBrush, the high poly version for the cape. Actually, we need to rip up this back. We need another seam line back here. Or do we? No, we do. Let's find it. Alright, let's isolate this thing because it's getting a little heavy. Anytime you put your wireframe over top of your ZBrush is going to take a big crap. Like, whoa, what are you doing? I don't want to render any wireframes on top of polygons. Which is really just all pixels. Not even polygons. And we'll cut around this way. And we'll sculpt all the way through this thing to hide this very nasty horizontal line across our mesh. Alright, good for a placeholder. Now we're gonna rip up some vertical lines that make this look like this cloth is actually ripped and just being joined together by some not stitches, but those metal rings that we wanted to add in there. So let's start ripping this stuff up. We'll start hiding the crap out of this seam line. Clever ways. That kinda sucks. What we do with you? Going into a bigger piece of cloth that's maybe it's still attached by a little tiny string back here. That'll be in shadow. Yeah, let's do that. And we can still do the ring, I suppose. Next subdivision. I'll do it right now. I'm just gonna botch it in for now. Keep it looking super ugly, but that's okay. Lets me know that we're gonna need it there later. And we'll also finesse the opening for our seam line. Of course, we won't see it in the alpha section, so we don't need to really work this area too much. Let's go back to our ropes cracks and continue ripping this mesh up. All gonna be alpha. It's also nice to have alphas across the seam lines. It's a nasty trick. Hides stuff really, really well. And then all we really need to do is make sure that they line up in the UVs. That's the tricky part, but if you use like 3D code or just do it by hand, if you have some experience, it's not that hard. You can almost eyeball it. I believe this was all alpha. Just gonna cut all the way up there. I don't know what the hell this was. Messing with shapes. And yeah, this just went straight into an alpha over here. Stuff will be alpha. We can probably cut some more alpha over here somewhere. Haven't done too much yet. Guess a little bit farther. What the hell was this gonna be? I think maybe this was gonna be together a little bit. Crazy stuff here. I think. Put that stuff out. I think we need thinner pieces here in the back. So that's looking pretty good. I want to show more underneath. More. I like the song for some reason. I feel like it almost tells a story. Alright. Yeah, that's not looking too bad. For, what is this, our second pass on zBrush? One more subdivision level and we can do all the detail stuff and clean it out and polish it and whatever. But we still need to do the whole underneath part. I mean, this is taking a while, but we're getting some good results. We'll make a really cool out for us. Tween Dennis, what do you got for us, man? Show us. Of course, I want to see. Let's take a look, man. Keyboard. Back off. Oh, my science. Put that stuff back. Yeah, get that work back in there. Save our file. Let's save with that undo there. Would work if you have ghosted faces in between the rips in like light blue and have them alpha give them some transparency. So Soyvoid, we can have there's no gradient transparencies in Dota 2. It's 8-bit alphas, so it's either there or it's not. Good thing about that is that the edges become really super nice and smooth, even though it's low resolution stuff. So, but yeah, no gradients, so we can't do translucency ghostly stuff, unfortunately, unless we do like really tricky stuff with materials and special effects that we know how to do, but we can't do it because Source 2 tools are not supporting that stuff at the moment. Oh, hey, what's up, Dale? We're good, man, we're good. Oh my god, it's 4 in the morning. Let's work a little bit more. We have a little bit more in us before we peace out and keep going tomorrow. Oh shit, Dale, you're gonna start streaming soon too and jump on your project? Good for you, man. RSK, what's your question, dude? Am I married? Nope. Do I have a girlfriend? Yep. How hard is it to actually make a decent living from this line of work and have a social life? Well, getting started, I sacrificed a lot. Like, I never... well, first of all, I didn't really have the college life or anything like that. I went to college for 1 year, and then I dropped out. And then I learned all this stuff on my own, and I got a job into the industry pretty soon afterwards. Besides that, I mean, and you know, from that point on, I spent tons of time at the studio learning and improving my craft, and never went on a Daytona, you know, like spring break trip with my friends. I mean, I would go visit them, you know, at their colleges and, you know, hang out and party and all that stuff, but there was times where I was, you know, I had too much to do with the studio, and I just didn't go on those trips. So, I mean, there's obviously sacrifice. And it depends on your level of commitment, not even commitment, your level of... What's the word? I guess how obsessed or how much you really love making art and creating. And for me, it's huge, you know? Besides it being a job and all that stuff, like, I need to be creating things. And at the same time now, I get to help people and teach at the same time as creating. If I'm not creating, if I'm just, you know, I would, there's no way I could not be doing this stuff. My girlfriend, luckily, is super understanding and knows that I need to be doing this a lot of my time. But, you know, that being said, I do try to make a lot of time for her and for other things. But yeah, I mean, at the beginning, it's a lot tougher. A lot tougher. But, I mean, even now, I still spent... obviously a lot of, I mean, you can see we have 6 sets on the works right now. We have 12 sets that are also on hold, and I'm redesigning the website, and I'm doing stuff for Acme Archives. new Star Wars render, Kylo Ren. So I have my hands on all these little projects, as well as our main projects here with the LiveWorkshop and our Dota 2 stuff. So I mean, you really need to find somebody understanding if you're into it this deep. If you're not into this deep, I mean, I have tons of people, I have tons of friends in the industry that, you know, do their 9 to 5, they're really awesome, talented, but, you know, they don't take it home with them, or they don't, you know, stay crazy amounts of time at work doing extra stuff, you know, because, I mean, they don't, you know, most studios don't make you do that stuff. You do it because you want to, and you love what you're doing, and you want to make it better, and all these extra things, you know, not everybody's like that. Oh, let's see, Twin Peaks. What do you got going over here? It's a Vati fan sculpt. I'm not familiar with this character. I'm guessing it's some sort of anime. Oh crap, it's Zelda. Oh man, I didn't play all the Zeldas. I love Zelda, but I didn't play like the crazy. I'm not crazy into like RPGs, but like the actual ones I played for sure. But yeah, like Ocarina of Time and those, I didn't get too much into those. And the handhelds, I haven't really had the time to really go out and like, buy and play all the handhelds either. And this probably looks like it's from one of the handhelds, right? But yeah, that's cool, man. Looking at the ref image over here, pretty cool. You're gonna have to do like either start baking or get good knowledge of like a toon shader so you can get this look onto your model. You know what I mean? Oh cool, there's like a dark version of her. Zelda also always has really cool stories, man. I'm gonna give him props for that too. Love Zelda. Hey, what's up, Melby? You've been trying to hunt for ages? How do you do your special effects for Dota 2? Like the Arcana effects? I asked Polycan, but no one really gave a good answer. They have the undecided engine. Yeah, you have to use the special effects editor. And from that, you need, I mean, you have to have some knowledge of special effects. I mean, that's one of the things that Valve has issues with, is that people don't know how to optimize their special effects. So then they end up having to do it, and it's just like a huge waste of time for them, right? So that's like a huge thing going on right now, that making Source 2, I guess, kind of difficult to develop in terms of their special effects editors and all those things. The special, I don't know if the special effects thing is live right now with the Source 2. Abyss Effects, who is the person that does our special effects, could answer this question a lot better for you than I will. I played around with them a little bit with the Source 1 stuff, but Source 2 I haven't really touched that section of the like special effects and whatnot. I don't even know if it's accessible any longer, so. But yeah, I mean, that's why we have like 12 sets on hold right now that we want to finish, but we kind of like shelved for a little bit. It's because we did like special ability effects and mid effects for a whole bunch of them. So we're working right now on sets that don't need those things. How long did it take me to get comfortable with zBrush for modeling in general? Probably a couple of weeks, maybe less, because I came from Mudbox. So I already had all that, you know, most of the knowledge on how to work with high poly programs already with me. So I was able to transfer that over to zBrush and just really like learn the different tools and the way that zBrush works, you know, with their 2.5 deep and the way that their files are handled and all that silliness. So not too much, but I know it's tricky. Passion was the word I was looking for, Narco. Thank you. Have I made a sci-fi staff for one of our sets? Yeah, we made many staff. What do we do? We made one for a Nature's Prophet that has some really cool special effects actually with them. So that's one of the sets that we have on hold. It actually grows peaches and they drop to the ground the whole time. So no matter where you're walking around, some peaches will drop and they'll sit there for a few seconds. What's up, Smikes? Sweeney. What else? What other staffs have we done? We made a piranha fish tank staff for Witch Doctor. What staffs? What other staffs? I can't think of the other ones right now if we've made any other ones, but there's two. That one's also on hold, sadly. I think he means stuff. he probably does mean stuff. And yeah, I guess you can say I've made a lot of sci-fi stuff. Worked a lot of Star Wars things past. Is there a page where you can see the effects that we've made? So Melvi, see right below the screen here, to the right side over there, there's a blue button that says yes. That'll take you to the stuff that we've submitted so far for the workshop. And there's like another, like including these 6 sets that we're working on right now, these guys right here. We have like another 12 or something like that that we haven't submitted yet. So if you hit that blue button below, it'll take you to our workshop collection of things that we've submitted. So in there you'll see our Star Ladder hero bundles and like chests, and that one has like everything in there has special effects like up the butt. And then a whole bunch of other, which other ones have special effects? Our Ember Spirit, our Storm Spirit, our Ember, or our Brewmaster. What else is submitted? Our Skywrath, our Lone Druid. All those things are on hold right now too, but I mean they're submitted at least, so you can see those. Oh, confrontation, dude! I haven't been on early enough to catch enemy or stream early enough to help you out with that stuff. How did your chainmail go? The dirty clothing modeling? Yeah, these are all going to be alphas, so you're able to see through to the second layer of clothing that we're going to be doing for his loincloth, and then that one's going to be, well, parts of it mirrored, so you'll see, you'll be able to see down to the horse a little bit, which was the main idea of like really ripping up both layers. Which is really, you know, I have them overlapping, so it starts creating more like even like 4 layers before you get to the horse. But you know, with all that alpha, it's gonna look really, really cool. And we'll get clever about how we rig it to the bone so that they get some really nice motion across them. What's going on over here? Maybe we rip this guy up too. Here. Keep it messy for that for now. Yeah, more alpha space is good in this case. Is that an alpha? No, it's not. Okay. Can rip this guy up a little bit more, maybe. Nicer curves, skinnier sections. This looking nice and creepy. Bulk up some of these guys with some crap that got stuck onto the ends. Some dirt. Messy. Maybe this guy goes up a lot higher too. Push some longer strands here. It was looking a little too together still. Still is actually. Bring these guys together a little bit. You actually start seeing how far this alpha is actually gonna go. All the way up here.
Fly, you fools.
Make it sleek a little bit later. I might put a little ring over here too. Metal ring. Hanging on to some of these cloth pieces for dear life. Hello, Gilla, Official Miskra, and Mike. We got. Welcome aboard, guys. What is that line? Oh, we start messing up the section up here too. More alphas. More see-throughness towards the bottom layers. Great thing for us. Get our metal rings in here. Or at least the initial shape for them. Another one right there. That's it, more polygons for that. Put another one there. Maybe that's a big one. This song is so silly. Story time with LiveWorkshop. I just saw that, so Man, those are epic. Those are all done in Source. Yeah, they all need to be done in Source Engine, Belby. You've been trying to learn Particle inside of the Unreal Engine so you can showcase your characters better for school. Oh, nice. Yeah, I actually did special effects for a studio back in the day, 2004, I think, is when I was in. I was also the lead character artist there, but I also did all the special effects for our game. So that's when I learned how to work with emitters and their lifetimes and all the stuff that you see today in Unreal Engine and in Dota. They're all work the same pretty much, with some new fancy things here and there for panners and whatnot. But I got that knowledge from back then, so I'm able to direct, get the art direction pushed across to our special effects artists really easily because of that. So it works great. What program do I use? GFork? For what? All the programs that I use are below in the FAQ, depending on what we're doing, Photoshop, Softimage, zBrush, whatever it is. I make a low poly mesh finished in Softimage, and I bring that into zBrush and then just do the detail. No Dynamesh or topoing on my workflow at all. Oh, that's a really nice little cut there. I think if I push those guys longer, like farther up on these other sections, they're gonna look fantastic. So I'm gonna keep doing that, I think. Bringing the alphas all the way up here. Ripping up his cape, man. It's Cursed Prince. Really getting it. And maybe we even hide the alpha into that little bit in there. That'll actually make it look really unique. Instead of just going always to an opening, it just kind of goes into a fold. And all this stuff in here can be alpha. Just kind of rip it up here. We need to do something up here. I feel like we need to rip this up. And we can do some layering here too. Some alphas within alphas. That is to say, clothing in little rip lines going across the top there into the seam line. Maybe it carries through to like a little bit over here or something. Nice little details. Let's see what happened here. It needs to be a little bit smoother there. They actually carry across. I'm actually gonna rip this all the way through. All the way into that ring, holding onto that cloth piece. And then we'll put another one over here. Actually, that might be a pretty cool look. If these pieces are like barely hanging on to these other pieces up top and they're kind of pulling away and stretching it. And then we put another little ring over here. Maybe I really need another subdivision. I just put a placeholder for now. Yeah, I think that's gonna create some really nice tension actually to the cloth piece. Let's start eating up this more into the alpha. With this nice stretch loops. Okay, that was a little far. Right in there. Good tension on this cloth here. It's all alpha in here. Oh yeah, way nicer. Holy crap. Do that across the whole thing. Especially on the left side. That actually gets rid of almost entirely of the seam line, and that's such a clever way of hiding the seam with the alpha. That's wonderful. I'm gonna keep doing that. Pushing these little triangular sections. And pushing the tension on the cloth. Wonderful. This is all alpha in there. all the way alpha back here. I'll make it a little sharper so it's easier for me to read by the time I get to the next section. Move out the middle, just keep the ends sharp so I can see them. We'll put a little ring in this section too. Let's move this out so I can see it better. And we'll put the tension going up this way. And we're going to push this alpha deeper. Oh shit. You saw a guy on a tutorial that was making the high poly and then made the low poly. No, that's not. It's not as backwards. It is backwards, but it's another workflow, and that you need to retopo at that point. But I don't like working that way. I like my design to be dictated at the start and know what it's gonna look like in gaming, and so that design doesn't get compromised later when you maybe come up with this crazy ZBrush sculpt with crazy awesome detail, and then you have us like, okay, now throw 300 polygons at it. And you start retopo and you're like, oh man, I don't have the poly count to do all these stuff. So then you have to like change your design or delete sections of it, or I mean, it's kind of like it's like juggling too many things when the design is the most important thing for me anyway. So I like to do that in low poly, get it perfect, export it to zBrush, do the zBrush, and then just go straight to baking. Also, you get your UVs done beforehand, so you can bake everything that way. ZBrush stuff without UVs is kind of a pain in the butt. Heard about dwarf? Or gnome? What are you talking about, Circuit? Oh, thank you, King Koopa. And everybody loves retopo. Yeah, dude, I think it's a waste of time. You hate 3D Max? Oh, why do you hate 3D Max, man? 3D Max is pretty cool. I mean, I definitely like zBrush or Softimage a lot better. We see over here. But I used to actually back at Digital Extremes. I used to use 3D Studio Max, and then I started learning Softimage, and I said, never again will I use another 3D program to make my meshes. This thing is just wonderful. So you can see we're working on this piece right now. All that detail will get baked out into this with alphas, and you'll be able to see through to the other layer. And then from that layer, you'll have all those rips again, and you'll be able to see the detail on our horse. It's gonna be pretty cool. A lot of layers, a lot of alphas. Gonna look creepy, especially with this old man phase that we'll get back to modeling maybe tomorrow. Oh, line up, horse, line up. We also have to start working on the hair some more. We're still really early on the face sculpt for this guy. Starting doing a little bit of the skin pulling and like going over some of the bone structure in the skin. But yeah, when we do next subdivision, we can really finesse all that stuff. And then stylize it a little bit so it's easier to read for Dota. So I'll flatten some of those sections out and make them look a little bit more cartoony here and there, and flatten out the rest of it. And again, we'll get really nice shadows for the open cavity of his eyes. And then inside of the game, Abaddon by default has special effects eyes, so the eyes will actually be floating right on top of there. It should work out really, really well. King Kuba, thank you for the follow. What's so good about Softimage? Everything except animation compared to Maya. Maya is really good for animation, but Softimage, just the way that it's designed, it allows you to work a lot faster. The way that the tools work don't have you to do things twice. It remembers where your snapping tools are. It allows you to cut anywhere on the mesh. The way it subdivides is really, really nice and precise. It keeps the YOLO poly mesh on there by default, which is something that Maya had to add years and years after. Maya's just really playing catch up all the time is how I feel, but I mean, it's just like everything about Softimage makes you work faster, and it's built on a really clever system. If you're working on your vertices, you right click, you get only the options for your vertices. If you're working on edges, it's the same thing. Or polygons. Whoops. You know, you see all the options, you get way more options for polygons. The way that it extrudes across curvature lines or nerves or Its proportional tools are really, really cool. Its move tool is really amazing too. You can just, you have to keep selecting things. You can just start moving things around by vertice, by edge, by polygon, all on the fly. You don't need all these plugins that Maya needs to come close to this stuff. Its rendering system is really nice to use as well. I mean, all the programs have V-Ray and Mental Ray and all this stuff, right? But again, this is using its menus that are super easy and streamlined. You don't have to dive through 10 different things before you get to the menu you need to get to. I mean, I could keep going, man, but you get the point. It's designed from the base level a lot more cleverly than Maya was. Maya just kept stacking shit on top of shit, and you can only stack shit so high. What were we thinking here? I mean, this piece was supposed to be together, so maybe we just put an opening here. We join these guys together. And we'll put the tension going this way. And into that little cavity there. We can maybe even push these guys a little bit stronger into their other alpha. It's really messy right now, but we'll clean it up, guys, don't worry. We'll make it look super, super tight and crisp. He pulls the files into a we export the high poly mesh and the low poly mesh into OBJ files. We put them into XNormal and we start making the normal maps and the ambient occlusion maps. What about having triangles in your meshes? For Dota, it's fine. It's so low polygon stuff, and the normal map will hide most of those things. The problem with triangle meshes for this kind of work for Dota is if you bring those into zBrush, it's going to be a little bit more of a pain in the ass to clean them up and then to sculpt on top of them until you get really high res to where it doesn't really matter. But the edge flow when you're sculpting things, the triangles get in the way every now and then. If you know how to work around them, you're fine, but for the most part, try and clean up your meshes so that they're quads when bringing them to zBrush. When you go back into Dota, it's fine if you have triangles here and there. Obviously, don't try and put triangles everywhere, but sometimes you actually need to tell the engine where you want that triangle. If you're modeling over like a shoulder piece and the shoulder piece is really close to maybe you're doing cloth, you gotta have the same structure of edges as the polygons underneath. Otherwise, those edges might actually come through your mesh. So that's, be careful with that. Do I game? Yes, Rob, I do. I play quite a bit of Dotes. And I used to play actually competitively for Team Fortress 2 back in the day. I was crazy heavy. Colin's bear. Oh my god, Sergut. That bear is amazing. Here, we gotta play it for the stream. If you guys are like, oh, I don't want to see a stupid. No, this is a good link. This is somebody's reel. I'm gonna bust it here. It's Colin Sanders. This is his animation reel for whatever school he went to. It's his class, and it says, "Thanks for nothing, November 29, 2007. This video got passed around all the fucking studios in the world. We're all laughing at it like crazy back then, man. That shit was hilarious. Love that bear. And people have been actually, people when they learn in other schools, they've been doing something similar, it's a little homage to Colin's bear. Hysterical. You know what's hilarious about that whole thing? I bet you like all these people that, all these kids that are, finish school and finish their portfolio and they're dying for studios to look at their stuff. And I guarantee you, more people I bet you most huge studio in the world, like AAA studios, I bet you a large amount of people of like artists and art directors and everything actually watched his portfolio. And that's the definition of irony right there. Another metal ring there, I think. But again, I don't have the poly count for that right now, so I'll just put a little shitty ass placeholder. That's gonna look terrible, but we'll go back to it. And also, this material is making this look completely like super overcomplicated. Once we actually do our paint job on it, we'll make it cartoon, you know, more stylized and more painterly. So it's not gonna look quite as busy, you know. If you see it with the different material, you start seeing more of the cutouts, I guess, and how some of the light might kind of dance around it. This section, I think I need to rework. I'm not happy with it. It's not looking great. What did I do wrong? We were trying to thin it out, but I'm not sure what happened. I could have pushed some of these other sections a little bit more. Maybe not so much up here. Let's sculpt it back into shape. What went wrong? I think the flow of the cloth piece is kind of weird. Let me see if I can rework it here real quick. Don't worry about the bumpiness, I'll make it look crisp later. I'm more worried about the design right now and where I messed it up. So alpha over here. We're gonna get a nicer little curvy little bit here. Maybe a little bit more angle at the same time. Push that creepiness that we're pushing across the other things that we learned. Looked really nice. For some of our little sketches, 3D sketches. That's where we have that little metal piece that I remember about that little dude. Alright, that's looking better. This left side is still kind of crappy, but if I can fix it. A little better. I'll have to rework it tomorrow, I think. It's not too bad. You guys linking. What about the high poly first workflow after you're done sculpting? What about the UVs? Because you can't bake without those. No, you can bake without those, Horsator, but the UVs need to be on your low polygon. They don't need to be on your high polygon unless you're doing some crazy, like some lighting bakes from zBrush and you get really more complex. But if you're just baking your high poly stuff and your ambient occlusion, you just need your UVs on your low polygon. So after you retopo, you put your UVs on your low poly, and then you're able to bake it that way, while still making your high poly first, if that's what you're interested in doing. XSI mod tool, the mod tool for... You can just download the student version of Softimage if you want to learn it. You can't use it for commercial stuff, but you can learn it that way. The mod tool, I can't remember for the life if you can actually use it for commercial stuff. I mean, I was obviously for like mods, you know, or whatever, but I forget whether it's good for for commercial stuff. Be right back, slicing my wrist. Dude, I know. Every now and then, somebody links me with Colin's Bear, and I have a good laugh. Seeing that shit back in 2007. Oh my god, hilarious. They're still selling it, actually. They're just not supporting it. Any chance of seeing sketches? Cloudy Space, they're all up here, man. So I kind of like throw around the ideas and the concepts of the model in my head for a week or two. And then I go right into Softimage and start sculpting it from there. Oh no, do I need to watch? Is what the animation one? Alright, let's take a look. Oh, for freaking hell. Lens flare, it's already good. Is it just the font? It's just gonna be the font, isn't it? Oh, it's a cute. Okay. If it was just the font, it would have been greater. Even funnier. He's just like, he just learned how to do the 3D like the 3D font. Checkerboard, check. One bone. He's just sliding it across. He actually just needed one joint there, he needed the whole thing. Hey, he actually did some fluid animation, he just kept it low poly. I mean, he could turn that up and look a lot better, but yeah. I like the compositing. He's just overlaying his past videos. 1D, 2D, 3D, 4D, 5D. I've never seen that one before, that was pretty good. Good link, good link. Hey, Kinkuba. Professionally for about 16 years, I think. What happened to Colin, by the way? I don't think anybody knows. I mean, if he had an email on there, it would be hilarious to just like shoot him an email, be like, "Yo, man, greetings from Lucasfilm. What's up? Where are you working this day?" It'd be hilarious. Twin Dennis, yeah, man, we totally looked at it and spoke about it a little bit. You missed out. You'll have to watch the replay. Yip yip, holy crap, dude, you made us work for that follow. You've been here for a while. He works at Disney now. When we go to the next subdivision, a lot of this will get cleaned up too, so it'll get smoother, but I'll still run a polish and stylize it and all that. It's just super, super messy right now. So yeah, this was gonna be, we said, what, a ring, right? There's nothing I can really do about it right now. I can maybe eat up into the, into this side here a little bit, just to emphasize that it's gonna be a ring. Same with this guy. Just leave it looking ugly as hell crap right now, but that's okay. It's okay, we work in stages here in zBrush. We'll make all this pretty. This is almost like a blueprint that we're kind of sketching in really, really roughly first. But we'll turn it into a beautiful butterfly. Put some nice alpha tension lines over here. And over here. And into that bottom piece as well. Here, let me try and hide this stuff over here. Oh, that was a single brush stroke right there. That was good. Usually it takes a few tries. Okay. And we'll continue this alpha down here just because it's gonna be a hell of a piece here. Why is that so loud? That's all alpha, so I don't really care about it. I care more about this loop extension line that I'm going to be pushing this way. Move that out. Continue through here. And then I have to rack my brain and try to do another fancy way of cutting up this into a whole bunch of decrepit crap. Actually, I kind of saw it in my head just here for a second. And keep this really nice and loopy. I'm gonna sketch it real quick. This piece continue through here, all the way to the edge. Make use of all that space. No rebels. Yeah, I've actually been meaning to make something that has a really long single strip, and this is a good time. We can finesse all this later. I'm just gonna sketch in the main shapes for it. I'm gonna separate these guys completely too. And another little trick that we can do. So imagine that piece right there. Here, hold up. Let me save my work first. Oh wait, we have something hidden. Ah. Thank you. Let me undo that so it goes back to hidden. So see this piece down here? Right on the tip where we have these little two things. If we have extra polygons, which I'm pretty sure we will for LOD 0, in the low poly, so what was it? It was this part here. We can add just like one edge to that section, even all the way up here. Well, maybe probably up here would be better. And we split that guy off. And we can then actually have this guy either we can push up, pick up the proportional. We can push it up this way. Just you. You know, and spread them out, you know, have a larger spread on them if we want. Or if it looks better if we start overlapping those pieces together. You know, we can get fancy with it for LOD 0. It doesn't have to be exactly the same as LOD 1. You know, it'll read completely different for when you're close up. And people won't really even notice that from far away. So it's something that I would want to do for that LOD. Make it look cooler if I can. You know, as long as it looks cool from far away, we don't need all that detail in there. And we don't have the poly count for it. But for LODs here, I'll probably do some of those tricks. And even like grab that little like tendril that is over here. You know, maybe it looks, you know, something like this or whatever. After we do the alpha. And I'll actually copy that onto quad planes. So it's just 2 polygons. You know, obviously not this many polygons here. I'm just doing it so you guys can see it. And it's really difficult with this pen in my hand. What I can do is start putting this guy into like just underneath the mesh into some key sections. You know, just line them underneath there and create some extra little raggedy bits. And I mean, our cape is gonna just look fantastic, guys. All these little tricks on there. Let me delete all this extra information from the stack. Make sure it's back to our regular. Get out of this view too. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be great. zBrush? Oh. So yeah, keeping these guys close is not a bad thing, but we can always split them or have them actually overlap on top of each other by messing around with the low poly later on. Should be pretty good. Well, alpha, alpha, alpha. Maybe we get a little bit stringier up here. Maybe, baby. Maybe the alpha's a little stronger and maybe the top here, not so much over here. And this guy we are probably gonna rip up all the way up here. And then we'll have two rings kind of holding those pieces together. This guy all the way over. By getting some nice tension lines. Top piece all the way down here. And same for the top piece. Maybe the top piece is a little bit thicker. On both counts. And even for far away, you can start seeing, you know, how this might start reading. And just imagine like another layer in between that and it flowing around. And we'll simplify a little bit of the shadows and all the darkness. You know, it is getting a little busy, but you know, we'll clean that up with brush strokes and make it painterly, and on top of that do a color gradient. So it'll be great. That's actually missing one piece too in there. We have it hidden. There it is. Yeah, so this guy definitely will be a lot cleaner. It looks super overly busy, but with the alpha, it'll take some of that away. When we smooth it out and stylize it, it'll be a hell of a lot cleaner. All this stuff will go. It's also pretty pixelated because we're not in actual... we're still in a really early subdivision too. So it's kind of adding detail where there shouldn't really be detail. I think that we said that was going to be together. Yeah, it was going to be shadowed kind of. Yeah. And then this piece we just broke up quite a bit. That was pretty drastic actually. We push this guy away. Bring him up a little bit. Into another little curve. Oh, that was a big little brush. We'll just cut the alpha. That'll read a lot better. It'll be good to do an investigation on Colin. I think that's what you're talking about. How old was I when I started? Seriously. I wasn't kidding with the previous answer. You're surprised that I remember your name? Yeah, dude. I remember. I left college when I was 20. No, I left college when I was... Oh, I don't even know. 18, I guess? 17 or 18. And then I started modding. I made my own mod for Half-Life 1 and, you know, I put a whole team together. We finished our mod. We got invited to the Half-Life Yearly Mod Expo from Valve Software. I then got contract work with Valve Software. Actually, I got contract work with some other little companies or whatever while I was working on my mod. Then after the mod, you know, gained popularity and was successful with Valve Software, and we went to the Mod Expo and all that stuff. I then got contract work with Valve for about a year, and then I joined Digital Extremes. So I joined Digital Extremes when was it? I was 20 years old. So that was, yeah, after a year after working with Valve, and so yeah, started making my mod when I was 17 or 18. Or 18 or 19, something like that. Sadly, it was a long time ago. I'm 35 now. But yeah, I got started super early and skipped school pretty much altogether and learned on my own and got into the industry really early. Changing brush size? Yeah, S. So you press S and you can change your brush size, and then yeah, that's it. Can I speak French? No, I can speak Spanish. Alright, we've been streaming. How's our time looking over here? Been streaming for 6 hours and 46 minutes. I always like to close off with like 2 hours and 2 hours and 2 hours and 2 hours. But it is, what time is it? 4:49 in the morning. We gotta go, you guys. That's it. That's it for tonight. I didn't think we'd be streaming this late, but we started so late. Oh man, but hey man, that cape. That cape came across a lot of detail, which will be actually simplified and will read really well in Dota when we're done with it, and will overlap over the layers of the loincloth and onto the horse, and it will be fantastic. But 24-hour stream, yeah, no way, man, no way. Good morning, Sergeant. Leaps for the week. Well, I need to actually go make some dinner first, and then wind down watching a little Helix on Netflix, which is a new show that I just started watching, which I really like. So I'll wind down watching a couple episodes of maybe one episode. They're kind of long. Yeah, I'll make some pasta, watch that, pass out, wake up, do some work, start streaming, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Throw us a follow. Check out LiveWorkshop.com. It's got our past broadcasts. And also at the very top right, you can see all our links. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube, and also throw us a like on Facebook. We really appreciate it, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys. Thank you so much for the donations, the subs, and the follows. Appreciate it. Really do. And your company, your ideas. See you guys. Peace out.